Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. Today I would like to look at the ES, particularly on the 3-minute chart time frame, and in particular this TS3 sell setup that unfolded here at basically 11:57, so about 12 o'clock, which was yesterday, October the 3rd. So let's have a look at this in detail. Well, at first sight, it's a standard MTPredictor trade setup. Sell setup, STF is red, therefore in the direction of the downtrend, therefore standard traders could take it. Let's right mouse click, select automatic analysis, place the analysis on. Our position sizing to keep our risk small and under control for 2% on a sample $20,000 account allowed us to sell 3 contracts. At our first target, the profit would be plus 4.4R. Standard traders would look to come out of the first target because when we reach the target here, we come down to the STF, and the STF is what we call weak. In other words, it's not beyond the strength band. Therefore, standard traders would come out at this level here for a very nice 4.4R profit. So for standard traders, a very good standard trade setup, and plus 4.4R is a good result. This DP buy later on was against a red STF, so standard traders would have avoided it. So overall on the ES, it would have been a good day yesterday for standard traders. However, as we can see, the market did actually go a little bit below, beyond this and went lower. So the question the advanced traders among you are asking is, could you have actually managed to run that trade a little bit further? Well, for this, let's go to the 15-minute chart, and here I've got, I'll just take that off. I didn't really want that on to start with. So the 15-minute chart, let's have a look at this, and what we do is we place on our DP, which is our projected support and resistance zones in advance. And for this, let's look at the last major pivot, which is here, and if we then go to chart analysis, we click on DP, we put on that pivot there, you can see this decision point is actually placed on the chart before us. And in fact, actually, when we were looking at our training webinar yesterday, when the market was around these levels here, John actually did this very same thing here. In fact, both of us did. We put this decision point on the chart to show the lower and in fact the next major support zone. So this should have been on the chart with all the advanced traders, so you knew about this support zone in advance. So of course the question being is, when you're in this standard trade setup, the market gets down to this level here, which is about 1113, so 1113. The question being is, could it go any further? Well, if we look at the 15-minute chart, where's 1113? It's about there. So if you're sitting about there, you knew that there was major support a lot lower. So the question being is, was it worth then, on at least part of your position, or for advanced traders all of your position, to look to run this trade down a little bit further? Well, yes, it is, because you knew at this level here, which was 1113, thereabouts, you had a lot further to go before the next major support zone. So as we can see, the market did indeed do this. It did indeed go all the way down, and the next major support zone was around the 1096 level, as you can see here, at about 1096. So let's go back to the 3-minute chart and have a look where 1096 lies on the 3-minute chart. So we knew that 1096 was the next area of larger degree support on the 15-minute chart. So let's go back to this level here, and you say, right, okay, here I am, it's just reached the target, but where's 1096? Well, 1096 is actually down all the way down here. Do you see that? 1096 is actually down here in the area of our typical wave 3 WPT. So the advanced traders among you could say, well, actually, I'd like to actually run this trade a little bit further. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. You could either say, well, I'll just use the ATR stop because I'm not 100% sure about this. So let's have a look at this. And if you'd used the ATR stop, the market would have gone down and then would have come back up and taken you out about here. So if you'd used the ATR stop, your put the risk reward on there, your trade would have increased from plus 4.4R to here. So I'll just put that on again. My mouse is definitely not brilliant. I need a new mouse for Christmas. to here, so your profit would have increased to 8R, which would have been a very, very good trade indeed. However, if you were really confident about the 1096 level and had spotted that 1096 was also in the area of the typical wave 3 WPT, you could have held on until the market reached this level, which it did here, and then come out MIT, or basically at the market, or however you wish to exit the trade. If you had have managed to hold on to this low here, you can see the profit would have been nearer 12R, 11.9 or 12R. And in fact, the market did go a little bit lower, but it doesn't really matter, because anyone who makes a profit of almost 12R on a trade, well, that's a really, really good trade. So there's a couple of points here. The first point is just for purely and simply standard traders, even though the market went further, to come out with a plus 4.4R profit is a very good result indeed. So standard traders would have had a good trade setup. However, the advanced traders among you would have noticed that this decision point on the 15-minute chart started at 1096, so the TS3 sell on the 3-minute, which is where my cursor was here, had a lot further to go before reaching major support. So you could have then used that knowledge to then look to run this short trade a little bit further. The easiest way to do that would have been with our ATR stop. Our ATR stop would have held you into about here, so that would have increased the profit to 8R. However, if you had have held on to the 1096 level, which would have also coincided with our typical wave 3 WPT, as we've already seen, that could have increased your profit to, whoops, my mouse sorted out, that would increase your profit to 11.9. Hang on, I need to get my mouse sorted out. I need a new mouse for Christmas, I think. Whoops, sorry. I need to zoom in a bit. Down to about here for about 11.9 or 12R, almost 12R. So as you can see, whether you're a standard trader or an advanced trader, MTPredictor had a very good day on the ES yesterday.